All right, because general chemistry doesn't have enough definitions of acids, here we have another one where we're going to define acids in terms of electrons. So Lewis acids are electron donors and acceptors. Conversely, when we are talking about Bronsted-Lowry acids, we think about them in terms of proton donating and accepting. When we thought about Arrhenius acids and bases, we thought about whether or not they created H3O ion or released OH ion. Now we're talking about Lewis acids, and Lewis acids accept electron pairs and Lewis bases donate electron pairs. So how can you determine which one of these things is the Lewis acid and which one of these things is the Lewis base? Well, let's take a look. In all cases for Lewis acid base reactions, a bond is formed. So you can take a look and we can say that this iron had 3 bonds to chlorine already, and now it has a 4th bond to chlorine. So that means that there's some electrons there that are in that bond that had to be attached to fluorine, or excuse me, to iron. Where did those electrons come from? Well, recall that in these structures, the chlorines all have lone pairs. And so that means that when it comes down to it, the electrons in the chlorine flowed towards the iron. And so that makes the iron the Lewis acid. Now let's take a look at the next one. We can do the exact same thing with that one. We can say, let's take a look at the bond that's formed. Boron already had 1, 2, 3 bonds to hydrogen. Now it has a 4th bond. That means the electrons in this bond had to come from somewhere. Well, recall that a nitrogen has to have 4 bonds, and so that our 4 electron groups, that 4th electron group is a lone pair. That means that lone pair of electrons attached to the boron. And so that makes the boron species the one that's the Lewis acid. Okay.